another episode of Marcus Speaks. If you're new to my channel and not already subscribed, go and do so. And please hit that bell icon so you can be notified for each new episode. If you're already subscribed, please share and tell somebody about the movement going on this channel. Also, please go to Facebook and look me up at Marcus Speaks. Go to Instagram at marcus.speaks.podcast and also on Twitter at Marcus Speaks Podcast. This channel is here to save one relationship at a time and one mind at a time. This isn't just my show, this is your show. So please hit that comment section with some positivity so we can keep the conversation going. So let's get into today's topic. It's another banger as usual. So today's topic is, I don't know. I've been going for so long, but this is my first video podcast that I'm doing, so please bear with me. I had shot some stuff the other day. I didn't like it, so I'm basically redoing it. But mainly what I was doing on the video that I shot was just catching up with y'all of what I've been doing and what's been going on. So recently, like 2 weeks ago, I was in a wedding or whatever. So I was in the wedding. I had fun. I met some people or whatever. So just normal wedding stuff, having fun and stuff like that. Just to run through like what I was trying to say in the recording that I did, I was basically saying that I had a negative outlook on like marriage and stuff, and then my homeboy that had got married, like it basically put it in perspective for me, like the stuff that I was thinking was totally off and totally wrong. So but some people have those types of thoughts, so usually they have to see a visual to understand like why they're thinking that, so they have to have a visual to have their mind changed. So that changed like my mind on like how I feel about stuff like that. What I want to make today's video about is I was thinking about some stuff like as the time I was off from doing the podcast, and like I remember my brother telling me something about like how he was with like one of his wives or whatever, and like after everything was all said and done, when I seen like the dirty shit that she was doing, I started to think about how when you're in love and when people don't want to fuck your happiness up, when it comes down time for y'all to break up, people always tell you stuff about the person that they know about the person, but they don't actually tell you while you're with the person or dating the person. So basically, I think like the video I want to make is like, why didn't you tell me then? So today's topic is, why didn't you tell me then? Because you can save a lot of heartbreak and heartache over with telling somebody about something that about the person that your friend or like a family member is dating. Because why allow them to go through some bullshit and that you can get them out of that bullshit? But some people say don't get into anybody else's business. Their business is their business, which is true. I don't think that you should be getting into somebody else's business. But if that's your loved one and you want to protect that person that you're with, then I would say go for it. Because with that being said, like, you have to think, would you want that person to do that for you if you was in that type of predicament? And that's all you have to really think about, is put yourself in that person's shoes and think, well, if that was me, would I want that person to do that for me? So, within the realm of telling somebody about, the history of the person, if you know the person, or if you have history with the person, because I know it's a cardinal rule amongst, most women that don't date my ex or don't date somebody that I know that one of my friends have been with. I think that's the cardinal rule for females. So you have to think within the aspect of being in a relationship is that, hold on. You have to think within the aspect of a relationship that the number one thing you want to have is happiness at the end of the day. So if you don't have the happiness that you think that you can get to because there's a speed bump within you or a blockage of some sort that's keeping you from getting that happiness that you want, then I think that's where other people's problems or other people's issues that they do or whatever when they're in relationships. So mainly within that, you have to think about okay, so you're in a relationship and then everything's going cool. Like I said in one of my videos about showing your representative or not showing your representative, after that period's done, the honeymoon stage and all that, when you really get to know somebody, what is it that because this is the time where you'll start seeing more stuff about the person. You'll start noticing certain things you didn't see when you were just dating the person, getting to know them, and you start to see more of their personality flourish. So you within that, what is it that you couldn't see when you was with the person by just looking and seeing stuff differently from somebody? Because as I said in certain other videos, people change, people evolve over time. So you're not always going to have that sweet girl that you had or that nice guy that you had in the beginning, because now that you guys know each other, now he has to or she has to get to the point to where the relationship is it's forming itself. You guys have a foundation and stuff like that. But then you start finding out stuff, and it's well, you're not the person that I met, such and such months or years ago, whatever. So then, here comes your friend with, hey man, I didn't want to tell you, if you guys break up, your friend comes to you hey man, hey girl, I didn't want to say it while y'all was together because you look so happy, but this, that, and the third, whatever, such and such happened. I know somebody that used to date this person, and they said this and that, and it becomes a shit storm after a while, and then you start second guessing yourself, why did I date that person and why didn't you tell me about this while me and this person was together? Because at the end of the day, it's none of their business, and it's not their fault for what you went through. It's certain things you have to ask during while being in, before getting into a relationship, I should say, instead of being in a relationship. Because after you're in a relationship, you know, you've already accepted the person for who they are. But before you get into a relationship, you should be asking certain questions that should put you at ease. And after you get your answer, you should leave it there, because you don't want to go back over that same question that you asked like 5 years ago. And if you don't see that anything changed with the answer, then you should be fine. But if you are getting more bits and pieces and stuff that the person didn't say after a while, and you didn't hear them say certain things like that, and you remember what the person said before you asked them the question again, then that's when you got to start second guessing yourself. And I should say, just to track it back real fast, when I was at the wedding, you know, certain of the groomsmen, we were asking, so yo man, like, what's making you want to marry this girl? Like what's up with her? So he ran through the list. He was like, you know, I love her. Like, you know what I'm saying? She got my back. I got hers. She's nice to me. I'm nice to her. I don't see myself with nobody else. Stuff like that. So we like, all right, man, word. Like, that's what's up. So, you know, as the time, you know, goes by, you know, me and the boys are drinking and stuff, you know, just having fun, just waiting for the ceremony to start. The question comes up again. Like, really, like, dude, like, why you getting married? He goes over the same list of stuff. So I'm like, damn, like, my boy really loves this girl. Thing is, like, I haven't seen my boy in a while, you know, so for him to ask me, like, months in advance, like, hey, man, do you want to be in my wedding? I'll jump that. Yeah, dog. Like, I'll be in your wedding. So, by us hearing him say those things, like, I could sense an ease within the room. Like, damn, he found somebody. And just me talking for myself, I was like, damn, well, if my homeboy can find somebody that loves and adores him, what the fuck have I been doing? So, another thing that I was saying in the recording that I did that I didn't like, I was basically saying that go over some things with yourself, like because everybody isn't all there, but sometimes you have to go back, search within yourself, and track back with certain relationships. I know some people don't like to do that, but you have to track back with certain relationships, and you have to see where every time when you're in a relationship, what goes wrong. And then that's what you have to change. So some people call it soul searching, but at the end of the day, it's just fixing something within yourself. You're not going to fix it overnight. You're not going to fix it tomorrow. You're not going to fix it a week from now. It's going to take time. It might take as long as you need it to take. But at the end of the day, when you finally see a change within what you do, and you start seeing, if you get into a relationship and you start seeing the relationship flourish, and you don't run over any speed bumps, there isn't any hardships within the relationship, excuse me, you're gonna have them. You're gonna have the hardships, but they're not as intense as they used to be with other relationships that you've been in. So I think another thing I touched on within the that recording was like my negative thoughts of marriage. So basically I was saying that I didn't see myself getting married. I didn't feel as though that I wanted to be married. But then having my boys say all that stuff, I was like, okay, well, maybe that there is hope for somebody like me. So maybe I need to second guess this and do something different. So I think another thing I touched on was I basically was just talking about like how everything went, like how the wedding went, but it ran smooth. So within the context of the conversation today, basically by somebody telling you some stuff after a relationship, do you like change your feelings, or your like would you change your feelings towards that person that you're friends with, or would you like just keep it like as it is, because your friend's gonna have your back no matter what. And I know with girls, you guys talk about all aspects of y'all's relationship, like everything. When it comes to sex, when it comes to just financials, when it comes to like living situations and stuff like that. Girls talk about everything. Guys, we don't talk about everything. We don't talk about like anything when it comes to our girls, because it's not within the frame of us thinking that our friends want to get with our girls, but in some aspects, yeah, that's how it is. Like if you have certain friends and you tell them too much about your girl and they try to, talk to her, then you'll have a problem there. But other than that, guys, we don't talk about stuff like that. So mainly the question today is, do you change the way you feel about the relationship you was in because you didn't know certain information beforehand, or do you just keep it going and keep life running, and there's nothing else there for you to talk about or whatever. So today's really like me getting back into the podcast, but it's a test run with the video stuff. So as always, this is what I do. I just try to come up with a final thought or whatever. So I know it's probably weird for y'all to see me because you mainly see a picture the whole time. So I would say my final thought is mainly within the framework of what I've been saying. It's just make sure that you know what you want, you know what you want to do, and then you go from there. That's really it. Just know what you want, and then know the framework of how to get there for what you want, and then you'll see stuff happen. So that's today's podcast. Thank y'all for watching. I'm thankful to say that now. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace. Oh, wait a minute. I did it wrong. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Marcus, and this is Marcus Speaks.